Alright, what's up guys? We're back with another one today. So as you are aware, October 15th, Guilty Gear Strive is getting its first major balance update. So we had one already, which was supposed to be a small one, but it turned out to be pretty big, but blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the one coming next week is going to be very, very big. It's going to feature system-wide changes, you know, kind of like some new mechanics, character balance, all sorts of stuff. So people are a little bit concerned. There's people who are excited, but there's also people who are worried here. So I've shared my thoughts in a different video, but for today I want to just go over kind of the feeling in Japan, what the Japanese players are saying about it right now on Twitter, what they're looking forward, what kind of changes they're hoping for in the patch. So yeah, like I've done in the past, we're just gonna look at some tweets from top players. I'll translate them and then we can talk about them at the end. So before getting into it though, make sure you guys subscribe, help me out. Let's get that 100K. All right, first up, let's start with fan favorite Evo champion, Arc Revo champion, one of the best players in the world, Omido. So Omido's been running Leo. His Johnny's not in the game, but he says here there are a lot more changes, right? So the updates next week, and there's a lot more changes than I anticipated. You know, I'm very, very excited for it because I want to just keep playing until I melt. Keep playing until as long as I can is what he's saying. So Omido's very, very happy. He's had a very, very positive reception to Guilty Gear. He plays it every day. You know, good news for him. He's looking forward to it. Another fan favorite here, Nage, everyone's favorite doctor right now. He says, man, I wonder what's going to be up with Faust in the next patch right now. I wonder if they're going to change something about the items, right? So that's his kind of prediction. It might have to do something with the items. And, you know, as a long-time Faust player, especially in the old games, that's what he's said before. His favorite part about Faust is the item tossing. You know, the RNG, being able to adapt to the situation and everything. The items in Strive, I don't know. What is it? They're strong. I don't know. I heard people in the West say that they're very weak, but watching Nage, it looks like they're very strong, so I don't know. Do they need buffs? I've got no idea. Let me know. Here's Ogawa. Ogawa's always got some sharp stuff to say. He says, man, if they're going to increase the input delay, then characters that have reversal DPs are going to get even more of an advantage, you know, like Soul and Leo. He's like, that's crap. But, you know, if it makes the game easier to play, then I guess that's okay. You know, he can accept that. Overall, it might be good for the health of the game, even though if it hurts the balance. And then his Zato, his Zato wish right now. He says, let me get a crouch, heavy slash, sweep. Make them jump cancelable, please. Come on, he's supposed to be a difficult character. At least let me get those. So yeah, Ogawa too. He's been sticking with Zato. I don't think, has he ever played a different character than Zato? I don't know, but he's been sticking with Zato the whole time. He's still grinding as well. Here's Nezu, another anime player, but this guy plays all sorts of games. He's like, what? The Guilty Gear Strive patch is October 15th? He's like, man, that clashes with Kimetsu no Yaiba. So Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer is getting a new fighting game. And apparently, like, I guess they're coming out on the same day or something. What's really interesting, though, is this Kimetsu no Yaiba is a arena fighter. You know, it's like, we've had, like, Kill la Kill, like, Naruto arena fighters. But for some reason, this game is very, very popular. People are looking forward to it. Like fighting game, like hardcore fighting game players in Japan seem very, very interested in this game. So I might have to check it out too. I don't know. All right, next up, Roy Soul, one of the best Soul players in the world. He's got a very good. I like his comment right here. The Guilty Gear patch, huh? He's like, I'm really looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm just as worried about it. He's like, I hope they put out a balance patch that is, you know, it's good for the people that are playing right now. You know, for the people that are still playing the game, I want a good balance patch for them. Because if it's too much of a nerf, you know, if there's too many nerfs that stick out, you know, it's hard for people to come back and then people are going to leave, right? It's a very common pattern. I'm scared of that happening. In this case, there's also no new character being announced as any sort of, what's called insurance. So like, even if the patch is bad, at least there's a new character. So he's like, yeah, without that new character as well, like we're just going straight in. Everything is going to be decided by how they handle this balance patch. So I'm very, very, very scared. Yeah, that's a good comment. There's another video I put out about Grand Blue. If you haven't seen that one, I got free time. I'm just checking it out. But right now, there's a sense of dread in Japan because the Arcsys balance patch for Grand Blue was so bad. It was so full of nerfs. That's what Roy is talking about, where like that's all people said. It was like just nerfs, nerfs, nerfs. That definitely hurt the game. So he does not want a repeat of that with the Guilty Gear Strive. Neither do I, man. Just make it crazy. Who cares? This guy is UAD. I don't know who he is, so I just grabbed some tweets off there. He says, I really hope that for the Guilty Gear Strive, I hope they add more freedom. You know, I hope they add more freedom to the game, right? I hope they add more freedom to the game. If they do, then I need to get the game on PS4 because I heard in Steam or in Japan, there's not that many people on Steam. I can't believe this guy. This guy would willingly play on a laggy, the laggy PS4 version over Steam. You can play Korean players, man. I think the majority of people I play are probably Korean on Steam. Japan is not too many Japanese people are on Steam, but still, you know, the netcode is so good, man. I gotta teach this guy. Here's Anotoko. He's a legendary Venom player. He plays all sorts of fighting games too. I like his. He's got more of like a game balance request here. He's like, I want Leo's sweep to be punishable by 6-frame moves. I don't want him to be able to get his back turn Okizeme off of his HDP. I don't want him to get his back turn Okizeme off of throw as well. He's like, now whenever I fight against Leo in this game, I feel like it's an easy version of Arakune. So if you play BlazBlue, you know how much of a terror Arakune is. Potemkin, on the other hand, is like CP2 Tager, who's also really strong. And Nagoriyuki is the Reiwa. So Reiwa is like he represents like new school fighting game character. And then for some reason, people think Dixon is weak, so I think he's gonna end up getting a buff. I agree with that. I think Leo is insane right now. I like Leo too, but I think he's a bit overtuned. The last comment was very interesting to me about Dixon. That's something Gold Lewis, sorry. What did I say? Dixon? He's very, very underwhelming in kind of like the meta right now, right? No big names are playing him. There's not really that many strong players. So because of that, everyone thinks he's weak. You know, if you ask me if I thought he was weak or strong, I'd be like, I don't know. I guess he's weak because I haven't really seen him put up results. So there are players like NO who's like, he's not weak. He's very, very strong. So if he is already strong, then he gets buffed again, and then like a big name picks him up, we could be in trouble. We'll see. Chiguris here says, the Guilty Gear patch on the 15th. I thought it'd be after the official tournament, but it's before that. He's like, oh, they're increasing the input delay. Thank God, because, you know, I've missed my reversal DPs, you know, 1,000 times, 100 times. So I'm really happy. Please extend that for me. So that's a very common comment from a lot of people, myself included. The reversal timing in Guilty Gear Strive is very, very strict, like 3 frames. So that's not a problem just for me. In Japan, 2 players have been complaining about that. So I think it's a good patch, or I think that's at least a good fix. He used to be one of the best guys of all time, but he's like, oh, wow. Replying to Daru's translation, like, wow, there's a lot changing here. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I'm always happy to see that. I'm happy to see the old dogs, the old veterans still sticking around, enjoying the game. All right, here's, I just had to put this one out here for all the Melty Bros here, but here's a guy named Balti who says, oh, wow, the Guilty Gear patch is soon. He's like, well, Melty Blood just came out, so I really haven't been playing this game at all. I really have been kind of slacking. So that's just one tweet, but there are a lot of tweets when I was looking it up. People, also like the hardcore Guilty Gear players, like the names that I've listed earlier, they all stick with Guilty Gear. But the people that play multiple fighting games right now, a lot of them are on Melty Blood. So a lot of people I see are on Melty Blood, and then now that the patch got announced, they're like, all right, I'm not touching Guilty Gear until the patch comes out. And then that's going to be, I can't wait to see that, because like that's going to be the make or break situation. So they're like, all right, I'm playing Melty Blood now. When the patch comes out, if I like the patch, I'm going back to Guilty Gear. If I don't, I guess I'm staying with Melty Blood. So like D-Day is coming. D-Day is coming next week. I can't wait to see. If they put out like a terrible patch, it's over, man. It's over. Kidaku, shout out to Kidaku. If you don't know, this is the guy that does all sorts of frame data research. So it was interesting to see what this kind of guy, what this kind of player's take on the updates. He's like, oh man, the update's on the 15th. He's like, oh man, before the version update, I have to finish inputting all of Jacko's remaining parts. I also have to research on the, you know, the areas that are about to get changed, talking about like FD and throw window and everything. I'm gonna be really, really busy from next week. And then he's also playing Tsukihime. He's like, oh man, I gotta hurry up and finish reading Tsukihime as well. But that's always kind of funny too. Like he doesn't really care so much about as a player. He cares about like a data scientist. Like, I gotta finish my research. I gotta get all my research done before the game comes out. But shout out to players like him. Yeah, I know there's players in the States too that do all the homework. You know, researching like frame data, interactions, all that boring stuff that nerds do, while the cool players like me are just net playing and pressing buttons all day. All right, that's about it. You know, everyone, I will say the overall, as I said at the start of the video, the feeling right now is, I wouldn't say excitement. I would say like, what is it? Anxiousness. I think a lot of people are like, all right, the patch is coming. I hope it's good. It better be good. Now, it's not like the game is dead. Without a good patch, the game is dead, because it's not. The state of the game in Japan is still quite healthy. We have events like this happening today. This is happening 1 hour from the time making this, but these 10v10s happen weekly. You know, these are all top players here. still grinding it out. You know, weekly tournaments and stuff like that. We have the Guilty Gear Duel Online, another official Arcsys event happening at the end of the month. This is going to have hundreds of people entering too. Arc Revel got announced and stuff like that. So the game is still very, very healthy. You know, the pro players, the hardcore players are all still playing, you know, daily. But I think they are worried about losing the kind of the casual fan. I think they're worried about losing the casual fan because, like, as I mentioned before, that Grand Blue patch was a disaster. When it comes out, I'll give you another update if you're interested in seeing what Japan is talking about. You know, we can see how the reception is, but I hope it's good. Japan, I'll say Japan, the Japanese scene, they don't complain a lot. They're not like us in the West where we complain about everything, but when Japan does complain about something, like if there's a bad patch or a bad character, they go hard. So Arcsys must be sweating right now. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of a feel of what's going on over here. And I hope you're watching, I hope you'll tune in next time too when we have the final reception. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you agree with these guys? What are your own thoughts on the patch? What do you want to see? How are you feeling right now? After all translate, I think I'm also a bit nervous. I can't have Obama get the last laugh. We can't do it, boys. We got to do it. But anyway, if you're still watching, thank you. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.